All the exercises in this program have been chosen because they specifically help strengthen the parts of your body that you really need to be strong for the job that you're doing. And because there's quite a lot of manual work involved, your back may be at risk if you're not moving things correctly, or you find that you're taking shortcuts and that kind of thing. So for that reason, it's important that we build a nice and robust, mobile body that's going to get hurt less often, basically. So a lot of the exercises are going to be focused on strengthening the muscles in your core, so your abs, your obliques, and also sort of muscles through your back. And again, which people often forget about, is sort of your upper back and your shoulders, and also your legs too. It's really important that the whole body is nice and mobile and robust. So the first exercise we're going to do are mobility ones. So mobility means you're flexible and strong at the same time, rather than just flexible. So you're going to take a kneeling position, knees under your hips and hands under your shoulders. These are exercises you can do every single morning if you wanted to. You might roll your eyes at the thought of that, but you'll wish you had if you ever hurt your back. So holding this position, you want to go from extended, so shoulders together, back arched, pointing your chin forwards. You're going to hold this position for a second, and then reverse it and go the other way. So tuck your chin under, and then push your back as far away as you can and round it as much as you can. And then go back into the other position like this. So you want to do 10 of those each way. The reason why those are so important is because it's just spending time in the fully extended and the fully flexed position of your spine, just to make sure that there's no pain in those areas, or if there is, that we kind of work it out and get you, like I said earlier, flexible to the point where if you do find yourself in those positions at work, because you've spent time there strengthening those positions, you're much less likely to get hurt. The next exercise we're going to do is very similar. So starting from the same position again, except this time, instead of working on the flexion and the extension, sorry, the other way around, the flexion and the extension, we're going to work on the rotation of your spine. So what you want to do is reach through, touch your arm on the floor, hold this position for a second, and then go back to the middle, and do the same the other way. So reach through, hold that position, keep both knees on the floor, and then go back to the middle again. So you're going to want to do 10 of those in each direction. So that is really working on the rotation of your spine. Making sure you're nice and mobile. I'm going to be saying that word quite a lot throughout this video. And then, yeah, so it's really important that we do those exercises just for flexibility alone. The next exercise we're going to do, you're going to want to go into this position here. So you don't want your spine really arched, and you don't want it really flat either. So just a nice relaxed neutral position. So you want to start by bending your arms to 90 degrees and lowering your knuckles all the way down to the floor. So you want to be able to do this without having to really arch your back to do it. So back nice and relaxed, knuckles, elbows and shoulders touching the floor, and you want to stretch up, keeping your elbows, knuckles and shoulders touching the floor the whole time, and then come back down like this. Make sure you squeeze your shoulder blades together the whole time too. So this exercise here, so you're going to do about 10 to 20 reps, depending on your ability. So this exercise here, it works all the muscles in your upper back and your shoulders. So what it's doing is, because a lot of people, especially if you're driving a lot, spend a lot of time slouched, it's going to work hard to strengthen and tighten up all those muscles here to move you into that extended position, which is where we want you to be. It's the safest position to be in. So just getting you used to being in those positions is the main reason why we're doing this exercise. The next exercise we're going to do is one to work on your obliques and your core here. What that will do is, when these are strong, they keep your spine in a really safe position. If they're weak, you might find that if you get lots of lower back pain, it could be because your core is weak. So if your core is weak, you tend to find your pelvis drops forwards and your lower back arches, and people kind of stand in this position here. If you strengthen up all these muscles here, pulls your pelvis in like this, so you see this distance is shorter and back is much more neutral. This is a really strong position for your body to be in when you're moving things around and hoisting things and that kind of stuff. So to do this exercise, you're going to want to lie flat on the floor. Start by pushing your lower back as hard as you can into the ground. Then you want to lift your head and shoulders off the floor. The next thing you want to do, one leg at a time, bend them to 90 degrees and lift them off the floor. And then what we want to do is crunch like this, keeping your legs still and your lower back on the floor, arms across your body. We'll do 10 to 20 repetitions like this. So what this exercise is doing is it's teaching your abs and your core muscles to tighten up, to pull your pelvis up, keep it in a nice strong position, which your lower back will thank you for. So the next thing we're going to do is another rotational exercise, and it's also a bit of a cardiovascular one too. So you're going to stand with your feet about hip distance apart, and then arms up in the air. We're going to reach down, touch the opposite toe, back to the top, and then do the same the other way. So we're stretching out all your muscles in the back side of your body, and your hamstrings, and your lower back as well. If that feels quite easy, this far apart, we're going to go a little bit wider, make it a bit more challenging. So again, that X position, we reach down, touch your little toe, back to the middle, touch the other side. Make sure it's nice and controlled. And we'll do 20 of these. So these are all exercises you can do at home. You might feel like you look a bit stupid doing it, but like I said earlier on, it will make your body much more robust, much more flexible, and much less at risk of any kind of work-related injury. So after we've done those, we may need a chair. So before we use the chair, we're just going to go for, the next one will be 20 squats like this. So if you don't feel confident doing squats just free with no support like this, then you can do squats holding onto a chair instead. So what you want to do, take a stance a little bit wider than your hips, toes turned out, hold on to the back of the chair, lower yourself down, and then squat up. So you're just using the chair for confidence. Like this. So that's going to help strengthen your legs, help strengthen your glutes, which again, strong legs means you're a lot less risk of injury. Our next exercise after that will be a lunge. So if you can, and you feel confident, you're going to do a lunge without any kind of support. So start with your feet, shoulder width apart, step backwards, lower yourself down, and then pull yourself back to the start. We can do 10 of these on each side. Like that, and then switch, and then do the other side. If you don't feel very confident doing those, you can do it holding onto a work surface either side, or you can even do it holding onto the chair. So holding onto the chair for confidence and support, step backwards, and then go back to the middle. Making sure you do 10 reps on each side. So after those, we're going to do our final exercise, which is a hip hinge exercise. So what we're doing with this one is teaching your body how to move efficiently so you keep your back safe and you use your legs to do the movement. So I'll show you from the side. You want to have your feet hip distance apart, on big chest, shoulders back, hands on your thighs. And what you're going to do is you're going to unlock your knees, so soften your knees, push your bum back as far as you can. Don't let your legs bend more than a tiny bit. Run your hands down your thighs until you go just below your knees, and then you're going to stand back up like this. So we're going to do 20 of these hip hinges, so push your hips back. So you notice here my back is nice and flat, my chest is tall, and my feet are flat on the ground. This is what people mean when they say pick things up with your legs. All the tension is through the back of my legs here, it's not in my lower back. And then you're going to stand up. So unlock those knees, push the hips back, keep your hands on your thighs the whole time, and then stand up again. So this here is just reinforcing that movement pattern. That's going to keep you safe whenever you're picking heavy things up off the floor. So 20 reps of those, like I said, and those exercises are all I'm going to show you because those are the ones I think are going to give you the biggest return on investment. The whole circuit should take you less than 10 minutes and probably about 5 minutes to do. It's taken me a little bit longer than that just because I've been explaining everything to you, but I promise if you do this a few times a week, you will feel much fitter at work, much stronger, and you'll find that your back aches a lot less than it does, if it does at all. So thanks for watching, and I hope you do enjoy the exercise program when you try it.